If you're like me, you really appreciate the history of beadwork. It is amazing to me how our basic bead stitches that we use today have been around for thousands of years. But the other thing that's really cool about beadwork is that there's still innovation going on. And I recently something was brought to my attention, that some people had come up with new variations of spiral herringbone. Herringbone stitch, each time you take a stitch, you pick up two beads and they sit kind of, cattywampus. They sit kind of tilted towards each other. And so each herringbone stitch is two beads. That means that when you make a herringbone stitch, it has to be in a set of two. So if you're doing a tubular herringbone piece, generally in the past, the smallest herringbone piece that you could do would be two stitches, 4 beads. So it's one stitch with beads 1 and 2, second stitch with beads 3 and 4. And that makes kind of like a squared off piece of herringbone, of tubular herringbone. But some smarty pants out there has come up with how you can do a 2-bead herringbone spiral. There's also a 3-bead herringbone spiral, and I'm going to do videos showing you how to do both. So today we're going to talk about this 2-bead herringbone spiral. What's really great about it is that it's a very dainty look. So those of you who might wish for a smaller kind of rope, this is something that you're going to really like. Same thing with that 3-bead herringbone spiral. Let me bring you in closer and we'll show you what I'm talking about. So here are samples of the 2-bead herringbone spiral. And this one is done with size 8 seed beads. This one is done with size 11 seed beads. So you can see how delicate that is. It also means that it's very lightweight. Like this as a bracelet by itself, love it. And I would do this as a stacker, like, pick up a whole different set of bracelets each day and wear 3 or 4 of them over the summer, and you're not even going to feel them. So even the size 8, again, very dainty compared to what we're used to seeing with a herringbone rope. So this, I think, this is the perfect size for a necklace. I cannot wait to actually, I made Barbie size samples for you guys, but I can't wait to go home and finish these samples to a length that fits me because I'm going to wear them. So the question is, how do you do it, right? First, let me show you here. I'm going to show you kind of on the end. This is where the starting end, that you just have the 2 beads right here, and it's just, if you just did it flat, it would just be a weave without the spiral. It would just be a weave of 2 beads side by side, a long strip of it. But then you add in this spiral, and so then it's that long weave of 2 beads flat, but then twisted, and it's because it's stitched in, the twist is stitched in, it will not come untwisted. I did notice that especially on the 11s, you can actually manipulate a little bit of how much spiral shows. I tend to like it a little more spiraled, so I will give it a twist when I go to put it on and connect it because I like the more spiral. But I'll give you tips on how to deal with tension to get the best spiral out of what you're working with. Okay, so let's bead. Okay, cheater glasses. All right, so I'm going to work with these size 8s again. We're going to start out with the ladder stitch start. Now, usually I start a ladder stitch start with 2 beads, basically doing the first 2 rows at once. This actually works better if you do the first 3 rows at once. So I'm going to pick up 3 of the first color and 3 of the second color. I'm going to bring these beads down to the end of my thread. I want to leave about a 6 to 8 inch tail to weave back in later or to add a clasp. I'm going to pass back up just through the first 3 beads. So if you look here, now we've got your tail thread coming out down here, your working thread coming out of the top, and they both should be coming out of the same column. Notice how these are there's some separation there. I'm going to tighten this up a little bit by going around these again So we're going to go down these 3 and tighten. And when I'm tightening down, and because I want to get rid of that extra spacing, I'm tightening in. And then up these 3 again. There we go. Now they're sitting a lot better, like little soldiers right next to each other. One of the other nice things about this is even though you're doing a spiral, you do not have to flip this over and over again. It will, you're just going to do all of your maneuvering right here with it in the same orientation. All right, so we're going to pick up 2 beads. I want to pick up the same color, I want to stack them on top of the same color that it is. So I'm coming out of the light blue, so I'm going to pick up a light blue and then a dark blue. I'm going to go down the dark blue by 2 beads. I'm sorry, I'm going to go down the dark blue by 1 bead. See, it would help if I read my own sheet or instructions here. So go down 1. And then over here on the other side, you need to get back up to the top to add more beads. We're actually going to go up the top 3 beads on this side. So at first you may have to flip it just to get the angle on it, to get up through those first 3 beads. That will get better within the first couple of rows here. So now let me show you as I'm tightening, tighten. It's going to be probably 4 or 5 rows before you start really seeing the twist. But if you look closely, and I probably should have used a very contrasty thread so you could see it better, but the thread is going right across here. And so as we tighten, that contrast between coming out over here and in down here, that's what's going to give us that twist. Okay, so here we go. Next row, picking up 1 of each, go down 1, oops, do not stab self, and then up 3. There we go. Now, did you notice as I tightened that, how the blue all of a sudden started trying to move over because that thread is trying to suck up in that intersection. That's exactly what we want. And then you're just going to keep repeating this over and over and over again. Pick up 2, down 1, up 3. And like I said, as you get more to hold on to, this will get easier. So then to tighten, I just periodically encourage that twist. And then you just have to trust the process and keep going. Down 1 and up 3. And you can see that twist starting to happen, starting to form. And just keep going. So it's a really cool way to take your herringbone to a new level. 2-bead herringbone spiral. Who knew? Happy beading!